Head coach Scott Satterfield, media availability coach.
So professional.
Samaz Jones, last year, had some moments in practice, looked like a freshman that was still learning. Seems to be growing. He looked a lot more comfortable today, especially.
Yeah. No, he's growing. He's getting better and better. I mean, it still comes down to being more consistent, accuracy. I think those are two things, decision-making, and as all quarterbacks, it starts with decision-making. Knowing what to do, and that's what he does. He understands our offense. He knows what to do with it. Now it comes decision-making against the defense and then making accurate throws. He made some great plays today, and he's made great strides. It's been fun to see, and I do think his best ball is when it's actually 11-on-11 live and let's play some ball, because he can do so many great things with his legs and is a strong runner too. So I'm excited to watch him play this fall. He'll have a great opportunity and great chance to go out and make plays.
How are you going to divvy up the quarterbacks Saturday? I know it's not a game, but I mean, there will be some scrimmage.
Yeah, I mean, I think, certainly Samaj needs probably the bulk of the reps just because of just hadn't had as much experience as Lichty and Brendan. So he'll probably get the majority, but then we still want to get Brendan reps out there and get Lichty his reps, and then Zed can get a few reps as well. So a lot depends on how many reps we end up getting on Saturday. That remains to be seen. We'll see how the health goes after Thursday's practice.
Anything surprised you substantially on the offensive side of the ball?
Not necessarily surprised. I am pleasantly pleased with Tywee, and I think he's going to come in here. I thought he'd be a solid back, but I mean he's really kind of turned some heads as far as he's got great quickness. He can make guys miss, and he's 220 pounds. I think he's got soft hands. He goes hard in the special team drills. I mean, so he's been a great addition to our offense, I think. And I also think, the competition in that room has been really, really good. I mean, Evan Pryor's been great this time, and Manny's been good, and so it's been a good room to see. So I think the running back room has been very pleasing to everybody.
In what ways has Evan been great?
Yeah, I just think he had a really good offseason as far as in the winter. I mean, he got stronger. He helped his body out a lot. And he's come out here in spring, and he's still very explosive. He's made some great long runs. But the thing that I think has been most improved is the short runs, the ones that are 1 to 2, 3 yard runs that you got to go get. Sometimes guys that have all the speed don't want to maybe get those tough runs, and I think he's been shown that he can do that. So he's getting to where he can prove to be an every down back, and I think that's what he's got to get to.
What will fans see Saturday?
Yeah, I think we haven't tackled a whole lot this spring, but we will. That'll be the most we tackle. So just basically a organized scrimmage, really. I think more so than maybe a practice. We'll come out and do a few things early in the beginning, but then it'll be a lot of 11-on-11 work, and so fans will be able to see a lot of guys run around and make plays on both sides of the ball.
Is there anything that is weighted more heavily Saturday compared to any of these other practices in the 15?
Well, not necessarily. I think we're certainly not going to – some of our guys, what we know they can do, some of your older guys won't get as many reps. I think we'll try to lean more toward the depth guys, young players and/or depth. Guys that we know what can do, we'll try not to give them as many reps. We know what they can do. So try to limit those guys, and then let's see where we're at with some of these younger guys.
In an environment like we're dealing with in college football today, how rare is it to have a guy like Lichty that sticks around?
Yeah.
A quarterback rooms around the country, a starter and a freshman, basically.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, very difficult at particularly that position, quarterback-wise. We feel very fortunate to have, 3 solid players at that position right there. And man, they're great people too, and they're fun to be around. They push each other and they work hard. So, and Lichty's no different. I mean, he works his butt off, and for him to be able to be here and to finish up with a degree from Cincinnati is huge for him. And I just love his leadership. I mean, he's not, obviously he'd love to start and play and do all that stuff, but he did such a great job as a team leader in the locker room and help keeping everybody working hard and keeping them together. And can't say enough great things about Lichty and how he carries himself.
Were you surprised he didn't leave? Honestly?
Well, nothing surprises me, really. I mean, they stayed. I'm glad he's here. I'm glad he's around our guys. But yeah, I mean, he very easily could have walked in and said, "Hey, I'm gonna try to go start in the MAC somewhere potentially, and and go play my last year." But I think for him, starting over, that's difficult. I think it's easy for everybody to say, "Well, I'm just getting to Portland. I'll just go start over." Well, his whole career he's been here. He's worked his butt off to be a Bearcat, and then all of a sudden now you got to go start over and try to go compete for a starting job. They're not going to give you a starting job out there. So I think for him to be able to hang out with these teammates and still be here says a lot about him.
Will people see someone like Caldwell, or do you keep him under wraps?
No, I mean, I think he'll get out and get some reps, because I think the receiver room has kind of been one of the rooms that's kind of been beat up a little bit, and so he needs to get some reps. He hadn't been here long, and so we'll get him out there and get some and see if he can run around and make a few plays. I mean, he did today. I see 7 on thing. He had a touchdown today, and so people will find out about it soon enough.
What's the biggest thing a guy can do off the field to earn more reps during these 15 practices?
Yeah, I mean, just knowing what to do. I think a lot of times if you put guys out there and their head's swimming and they don't know what to do, it's hard for us to put them out there and actually get reps. So it's particularly like newcomers or young guys, like they need to get into the film study. Because we have so many coaches here that can help them. Just get in there and learn the film. So when you are on the field, you're not wasting anybody's time. I mean, you're out there trying to get good quality reps, and I think that's the key for the guys. They've done a great job with that. Certainly, you're going to make some mistakes, but I think most of the guys have done a really good job of learning what's going on.
Gavin coaching up one of the younger guys.
Yeah.
How impactful is he in that role?
He's great. Gavin's probably one of our best leaders on this team, and he's got so much respect from his teammates. It doesn't matter what side of the ball. He does a great job coaching the offensive line, and holding them to a standard, what that standard is, and of hard work and excellence. And he speaks. I mean, he is that. And so, what a treat to have him back for another year, man. I mean, he's going to be a 3-time captain for us, and a great person and a great teammate.
Tatum Barnes with a pick today.
Yeah.
What's your impression been of him so far?
Yeah, it's a good pick. He's an aggressive player. He flies around. He makes plays. He's confident in his ability. Probably not the biggest guy in the world, but he plays big. That was on Joe Royer's running across the middle. He does a great job of cutting him off and getting out there and getting that pick. It's good to see some guys DBs that don't knock it down, but they actually intercept it. That's good. We need more interceptions. We had 5 last year. We got to get a lot more.
I'm going to talk to Tayo. What's the impact he's going to have on your offensive line?
Good. I tell you what, he's been a pleasant surprise as well because he's been able to play guard and center. He can play both at a high level, and I think that gives us a lot of value up front, and because obviously Gavin can play center, but I mean it's love to have another guy that we can slide in there if we need to, and we didn't really miss a beat anytime he's been playing center. He's a guy who doesn't say a whole lot, but he comes out here and works hard, and he's picked the offense right up, and as if he's been here for 3 years. All right, guys.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.